And we're live, Rooster Boosters. It's me, Mike, the Grand Poobah Perizini. Scott is off tonight, and we've got Nic Mayhew here on the program.
How's it going, mate?
You're good? All right. So we'll start off. We'll talk about the game this week. And then we'll move on. So, that was a nail biter. That was true New York sports right there, down to the very end, giving me, a heart attack, I think, like three separate times. Team came out super strong in the first half, scoring those two tries right off the bat. And then, it just seemed like it was very back and forth. I think, in the pre-match, we talked about it. DC is not a team to be, right now to be slept on. They seemed like they are fired up, new coach and everything like that. And so definitely not a game that we took that to be taken easy. And they definitely showed us, that was the case. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's always quite dangerous and tricky coming up against teams that, they've had a few losses and then they had their coach, obviously, a new resign and then a new one come in. And so they kind of probably come with a bit of a nothing to lose attitude. So it can be quite tough coming up against those kind of teams. And I think credit to them, they sort of stayed in it the whole time. And, luckily we got off to a good start and that's the laid a bit of a foundation. But a few sort of patchy moments there, but no, it was good to get the win at home. I think it's only our second win at home, so hopefully we get one of those.
Of course, it's great to winning at home is always great. Winning away is good. Away is good, but you always want to win all your games at home. It's great to finally break that seal, winning finally the first game at JFK, which is great. And of course, Jason Zimmerman, #1 fan. Welcome, Nick. So he's watching. I was going to say right off the bat, what was your game plan? What was like talked about at the beginning of the game for how you guys wanted to execute?
I think we just wanted to play a bit this week, or last week, and I think we just knew we just needed to do the stuff up front, get our set piece right, which luckily went quite well. And we just sort of wanted to express ourselves a little bit. And I think that first 20 minutes was quite exciting rugby, and I think we got a little bit rattled there in the middle, and they came back a couple of quick tries. So otherwise it was just we just wanted to go out there and just play a little bit this week or last week, and hopefully continue that.
Yeah, it looked like you guys, thank God, set pieces were looking great. Lineouts were looking great. Go back to the old, line out and driving maul with the Butch, and then Caleb Geiger getting his first MLR try off of, a driving maul. So it was good to see. And then, some nice cutting, runs from guys like Connor McManus. There was another one. Oh, God, there was another great try. There was cutting through. But some good tries overall. Just, it looked a little sloppy, but, it is what it is. A win is a win. It was a bonus point win, so it keeps us still, up in the hunt. I think we are in third place right now behind New England, or Atlanta, who's got the bonus or has the advantage over us because of point differential. So still, still in the hunt, still at it. So, but let's talk about Nick. So, Nick, a little of your CV. Originally from New Zealand, you're kind of a journeyman traveling rugby player. You played in New Zealand, England, Australia, Japan as well. Played for the Sunwolves, and then now the US. You are both New Zealand qualified player, an Australian qualified player, and then an English qualified player, which is insane. There's a few guys that have those dual citizenships, but I've never heard of a guy with like qualified 3 times over for 3 separate countries, which is pretty great. So I think I hit all the basics with you. Is there anything else you want to add to that CV?
Oh well, my grandfather was born in Pakistan apparently, so apparently it was chat that I could play for them, but I don't know if I've got much of a team. But I'll just stick to the other ones. But no, you nailed it all there pretty much. Yep, that's good.
All right, I was gonna my first question for you kind of was gonna be like, since you've played in all these different countries, is rugby culture, the same throughout? Is like the core values, the same in New Zealand as they are in Australia, as they are in the United States?
Yeah, pretty much. I think each place has its sort of the way that the culture, I guess, is slightly different in terms of New Zealand's got quite a relaxed approach to the game, and then you go somewhere like England and everything's a bit more on edge, and then you come here and guys especially the American guys, they have quite a different kind of attitude. They're really sort of focused and really, really keen to learn, which is cool to see. And so you want to help them out as much as possible because you know how much they want to do it. But yeah, every place is a little bit different. Yeah.
I was going to say, do you find, since, the MLR is relatively new, a bunch of the guys on the team are still learning how to play rugby. Do you find that there's still that, that culture of learning within, Rugby New York right now?
Yeah. No, they, like I've got a couple of younger props that are always, asking for a bit of help and just real keen to learn and sort of they soak it all up. So no, it's really good. And hopefully, over time, the game just keeps to grow. And apparently in the last, even from last year to this year, talking to a few players from other teams, it's just improved massively. So yeah, hopefully it just keeps improving, gets better and better. And yeah.
Awesome. And so you've been, you've played all over, you've played for so many teams. If you're playing a game of backyard touch, just with your friends or whatever, who would be, and you're the captain, who would you make as your first pick out of anyone that you've ever played with?
So I think culture and sort of bringing that environment, creating a good environment is key. So for me, I played a bit of rugby with this guy, Murphy Taramai, played for the Blues in North Harbour. And he's sort of one of those guys who's like a real team man and gets along with everyone. So I'd bring someone like that in early and then everyone else would follow and they'll buy in and stay away from the big superstars, I think.
Nice. Good first pick. I was going to say also, how has it been adjusting to like New York culture and, to this new team? Have you adjusted well? Have they been, inviting and welcoming you in?
Yeah, so easy. Everyone's, like there's no egos in the team. Everyone's, just stoked to be in New York. It's a place that not many of us thought we'd ever be able to play rugby professionally. Everyone's been so welcoming and it's just such a cool city. And, you do your training and when you've got a day off, you've got something amazing to do. So it's pretty easy to adjust to it. And I'm already having conversations with my partner about how she doesn't want to go home. And so,
have you hit any of the sites, on your days off?
Yeah, well, it feels like I've hit them all, but we try to do something every day for every chance we get. Just all the classic ones. I'm yet to sort of go out to the Empire State Building, but did a little helicopter ride around the city, which was pretty cool, and been to the next game and those kind of things. But it just seems like it's endless. I thought Auckland was a big city, but it's probably the size of Jersey City, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say I grew up in Connecticut. I'm in upstate New York now, which for as a foreigner or whenever I told someone I was from or living in upstate New York, they'd always say Upper East Side. I'm like, no, there's way more to New York than just Manhattan. But I've been down or grew up around New York City, and I still haven't seen everything there is.
Yeah.
It's just massive. There's always something new to do. It was great that you guys are going out. Now, some tough questions for you. What is, your quintessential New York food? Is it, bagels or is it pizza?
I think I enjoy both. I think I'm really enjoying the pizzas. I haven't had a bad pizza since being here, but I think every pizza that I've had here has been better than any pizza I've ever had anywhere else. So it's luckily I'm a prop, so I can indulge a little bit, but
there's a little leeway there with that.
So I just I enjoy the pizzas and then just make sure I get a bit more running in. And it's definitely the pizzas, but I do enjoy a bagel every so often in the morning, which wasn't part of my breakfast back in the day. So it's nice. And
then you mentioned your prop. The little leeway with food there. What is your comfort food? The one thing that you need. You've had a tough day at the office. You want something to, really make you feel good. What is it that you go to?
Probably Thai food, I think. So just a good Thai curry and just laughing at me. And yeah, then maybe like a little block of chocolate just to round out the meal nicely. But yeah, I have sort of been having the odd burger and pizza here, and it's sort of they do them so well that it's actually it's becoming one of my favourites. So yeah.
Nice. Now, I was gonna say, we know that Quinn Nwadi is the DJ of the team right now. You know, he's the guy with the boombox, but you know, you're given the aux cord. You know, what do you put on?
Oh jeez, I'm a shocker, so I don't really have a taste in music. I'm sort of a bit of everything, but I've sort of never had that responsibility, thank God. But I think whenever a sort of country song comes on, or yeah, something like that's probably me. I'm not too getting a bit older now, so I'm not too much into the new heavy beats and all that sort of stuff. But kind of a bit of country or maybe a classic song. But yeah, it's I'd hate for you to go for my phone looking for a song, but I think you can find us in there.
I was gonna say, you know, who we had someone on a few weeks ago. They said, you know, AC/DC rock never goes wrong.
Yeah.
Never, you know, nice rock song never goes, you know, bad. But yeah, there's, you know, some of the new stuff, you know, either guys, you know, younger than me on my team. I don't know what you know. They'll mention you know, an artist, be like, is that an artist? Is that a food? I don't know what you know you're talking about. Like, just, you know, play some, you know, play on, you know, rock, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm getting to the stage right now where I'm a decade older than some of the guys plus, so you know they're a different generation to me, and you know, some of the things that they bring to the table, I'm like, what is that? But no, so I just sort of I leave it up to them, and yeah, it's not a good one. I'll just mix.
Are you then since you said you're, you know, one of the older guys? Are you hanging out with the older? Is like there an older guy group on the team? You know, that all the old boys hang out together, and that they let, you know, the young guys hang out, and they split it up that way.
There's definitely older boys that sort of, you know, a little bit, you know, hang out together, but not too much. Everyone mixes it up quite a bit, so it's quite good. Like, I think the culture we've got is really good, and you know, you've got guys that are 20 years old happy to hang out with someone who's 30. So I think when you hang out with the young guys, you know, you know, you hear some of their stories and what they've been up to on the weekend, and that sort of thing. So you know, that's quite good fun for us old boys. But no, everyone's quite mixed up, so it's quite nice.
It's gonna, you know, mention a little bit, you know, talk about, you know, how you know, you found, you know, everyone's been welcoming. They've mentioned, you know, in previous times, you know, about the, you know, the new culture and how you're trying to be, you know, the ironworkers, and you know, the new Rugby New York kind of idea is, you know, your ironworkers, steelworkers. Has that been, you know, something to, you know, easily grasp onto and understand, or you know, has it taken a little bit, you know, for you and for the team in general?
I think initially I understood the concept, but when we had we went over to the city and had to sit down with the actual iron workers, and you know, just listen to their stories, and their journey was kind of something that we could relate with, and for us it was quite, you know, it's quite eye opening, but also yeah, we sort of understood what they went through in a way, because you know, we're also, you know, building something new here, and you know, we're just trying to take some of their values and how they do things, and sort of use it for our day-to-day life, and yeah, like sort of all that sort of obvious stuff, the hard work and that. Yeah, it's quite a cool concept, and yeah, when we actually got to meet them, it was pretty eye-opening.
Now, look at the real hard questions are coming up now. So, you might have to throw a teammate under the bus for this one, but who on the team has the best hair?
It's here, Christ. Who's we got? I can't say Ed Beto because he's got no hair. Maybe Wilton, our versatile prop / hooker. He just got a haircut today actually, and looking very sharp. And he rates himself actually. So
He's looking fresh. That's good. Scott and I were a little upset. Ben Benasso, he had the mullet. It was beautiful. And then he cut it off, and he looks completely different to me. Staring at that. You got Johnny G with the nice flowing hair. Who else had a mullet? There's a few others. That had
Charlie. You got Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's guy had a mullet as well.
He doesn't suit it though. He's not really a good-looking guy, so I think he needs to leave the mullet. But Benji could suit anything. I think it still look good. Unfortunate for the guy, so yeah. And then Johnny G. I don't know. But it's getting a bit long. It's losing the mulletness and it's turning into I don't know what he's got going on there, but it's his thing.
Did you think this whole kind of hair thing started post lockdown? So like the end of 2020, and it started in New Zealand. When Super Rugby started back up again, you had all those guys with mullets, and I have to say there was a bunch of shit haircuts as well because no one was going to a barber. Do you think that did you ever think it would go this far with guys still wearing mullets? Today it's it's 2020. Guys have had mullets for over a year, 2 years now.
Yeah, I think I had a mullet at school, which was like 15 years ago and plus, and it was the sort of in thing, and now it's it kind of came back in, and I'm like, well, I think everyone's sort of mixing it up these days. I think everyone's trying to peacock and do something different. So I think all the boys back home in New Zealand started dyeing their hair purple and really branching out. Probably because they didn't have to leave the house for a year, but I've just kind of I'm quite boring. The same old look the whole time, and had a mullet when I was about 12, and that's about it. But I wouldn't.
And then you grew up. You realized it looked a little crazy, and decided maybe nice and short would be. It's a lot easier to maintain. I've been growing mine out. It's just sucks. I'm thinking about going short again. But anyway, I digress. Now, two-part. Actually, a three-part question I've added onto it. High socks or low socks? Plain boots or flashy boots? And then plastic studs or metal studs?
Pretty easy. So I go low socks, plain boots, because I don't want to be that guy that's got these flash boots and then just having a terrible game. Everyone's flash boots and can't play rugby. So I stay away from that, and then metal studs. That's the job to push. So gotta make sure I
was gonna say
feet on the ground.
I think that your answer is the correct answer. I personally I love nice short socks. Every so often I like a pair of long socks depending on what it is, but plain cleats, you don't need to attract attention. Let your skills do the talking for you. And then I love old school metal cleats. There's nothing better than metal studs. And I grew even when I started playing, guys are still wearing metal studs more often, and you'd wake up or you'd go to the shower after the game, and you'd find scratches all along your legs from guys raking you and stuff like that. It doesn't really happen anymore, but it is what it is. Have you found that you've played now in JFK Stadium and a bunch of other AstroTurf stadiums? Have you found that metal studs work well there? I know in some places they don't allow you to wear metal studs with the turf, but do you like it?
It's probably I'm at a stage now where I'm not thinking about it too much. Our metal studs, I'm going a bit shorter than what I would normally for most of my career, but I don't mind that. It means the boots are a little bit lighter, and there's only so far a middle stud can go into an artificial pitch. So I think I've got the right length at the moment. But I would love to wear plastic studs just because they're so light and I can run around the field all day. But I'm not. I'm in the top 5, so just got to stick to my job. But I think we'll grass this week actually, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, I believe the Coliseum is grass, so studs will be metal studs will be perfect. Now, which of the Rugby New York jerseys is your favorite? The home, the away, the heritage or the neighborhood jersey?
I think the home one is that the blue hoops, the blue.
That's the heritage.
Yeah, that one. I like that one. My, the white's probably not my favourite, just because all I can think of is when you watch England play and everyone looks like a well overweight, so it's not the most flattering jersey. So I definitely like the heritage one. I think. So,
Is it because of the collar too?
yeah, probably good.
I was gonna say, there's nothing, like a good collar on a rugby jersey. I don't know, just it brings it all together.
Yeah,
I don't know, I like that. I think with my problem with whites are, I just from a guy that has to wash the jerseys perspective. I
yeah,
hate white jerseys because
yeah,
some poor person's got to dump it in extra bleach just to make sure that the whites are white instead of gray anymore. And so to me, that's why I hate white. But some people like the white jerseys. It is what it is, whatever. But I digress. Um, Now, if you were to buy any other MLR team's jersey besides Rugby New York's, which one would you buy?
Uh, ooh, but I think what we got. Maybe Austin, just something different. You don't it's probably the one jersey that for me sort of stands out the most in terms of before I came over. I was like, oh shit, um, that one there probably. But yeah, I can't wear that obviously. So I'm a New York lad now. So yeah, I think they got a pretty cool
It's a
jersey.
it's a good answer. I think we've told everyone if they ever pick New England as their favorite jersey, they're immediately they're shipped off. They're not gonna we're just
Yeah,
gonna make sure that you're not signed anymore. We'll go straight to Rick about that. But
yeah.
we're almost out of time, so we're gonna talk about next week. So game on April 10th, 7 p.m. against LA in LA. This is gonna be a tough game, I think.
Yeah.
Would you say LA? They're rising. They started off a little slow, a little sluggish, but over the past few weeks they definitely have seemed to be kicking it into gear. Definitely a team that looking more and more like the team that won the championship this past year than they did starting off. So definitely not a team to be sleeping on. Um, this is a away match, so they're in their home turf. This is the week before the bye. Um, I personally, you don't want to, go into the bye with a loss because that just hangs onto your head, and you just think about that. What are your guys' thoughts? What are you, talking about this week going into this game?
Yeah, I think it's quite an exciting game. It's sort of that whole East West West and yeah, like I think LA has a big pack, so there's going to be a big battle up front for us tidies, and so that'll be interesting. And yeah, they're starting to sort of play some really good footy, and for us, we're looking to play too, and their pitch is a bit wider than the South K field, so we'll be able to express ourselves hopefully, and yeah, it should be sort of. I'm expecting it to be you know, a lot of running and a lot of attacking football, which will be exciting for people watching, and yeah, we'll just be a part of it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. But like I say, it's a classic thing of you've got to win it up front, and hopefully we can get on top of them there. We can, our backs, they can have a field day. It'll be a really good game. So yeah, hopefully we can get that win before the bye.
I was gonna say our backs definitely like to run between Ed, Sam, Quinn, um, you know Andrew Coe, who just always seems to be in the right place at the right time. It seems like it just seems like our backs love to run. Definitely if given the option, will. And then I'm not gonna lie, we talk about it. Our front three, whoever it is, our front three is that week, and our bench for that front, that front three seems to be or could be, a starting, prop hooker combo anywhere in rugby, which MLR, which you are a part of, and it seems to be like we have a great engine room there.
Yeah.
some beautiful pick and goes, solid platform for attacking off of, lineouts and, scrums. It seemed, pushing hard, great work rate. So definitely, I think, our pack definitely matches up incredibly well, with LA and, this renewed LA kind of how they play the ball now. They've got Hanko, who, former, rugby New York player. We talked about it, this past week and the week before, guys who used to play for, rugby New York, they like to come back and, show, hey, this is what you're missing.
Yeah.
Like to come out and, hit us where, hit us where it hurts, show us, hey, this is, exactly, you're missing that. You're missing me right now. But, I think we've got, the guys to counter that. It is going to be a close one. Jason Zimmerman says, rugby New York by 1. It's going to be tough. Then, wider pitch rugby. We have more success away because the pitches are wider. Actually, is true. I think that plays into the style of play that we have, which is definitely kind of a looser, more Southern Hemisphere style of, let, the backs run and have some, some free reign on stuff. So I am going to say rugby New York by 3. Last year, I picked LA to win, and I regret it every single time because, rugby, we ended up winning. I actually had a friend, who told me he thought he saw some LA guys out the Saturday night before the game in, Times Square. And I'm like, dude, you should have told me that. You could have been, my source. I could have made a better prediction. But, it is what it is. But I'm thinking, I'm hoping, the team doesn't go out in partying in LA, hitting the clubs and stuff like that the night before. I think, we're coming out strong. I don't, like I said, I don't think we're going to back up into this bye week. I think, going to go hard, going to go strong, go into that bye week with a win. Hopefully, we retain the Champagne Cup, which is, the nice, trophy that we have over beating LA. And I hope, because apparently, LA didn't bring the trophy out last time when they played us. I hope, you guys booked, an away ticket, and a return ticket for the trophy so they could go out and comes back with us. So that's my prediction.
It's quite a big trophy too. I saw it today.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge trophy. Like there was, Appy, there was video of Appy trying to drink out of it. He almost dropped it on somebody's poor head because it's just so huge. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a close game. Like I said, I hope we bring the trophy out. I hope there's, a nice little trophy presentation there when we win it. So rugby New York by 3. That's my prediction. Locking it in. All right. So that's the end of the Rooster Boosters. Mike, the Grandpa Poobah Perizini, been with Nic Mayhew this entire time. Nick, thank you for having me on, or for coming on, and good luck this weekend. Hopefully, we'll see you around some more with rugby New York.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the support, boys. Really appreciate it. It's awesome.
Thank you. All right. Well, we'll see you guys on Sunday for the pregame show. Have a nice week.